What are your tips for a successful relationship? Communicate clearly, set boundaries, and always ask for consent. And that's not just for sex. Talk regularly, phones down for a minute or two. If you're ever upset over something and you express it, make sure to tell them you're not directing your feelings at them if you aren't. Most importantly, make sure to look at them as a friend as well as a partner. Have your own separate things that you like to do. Don't text all day or check in too much. Realize when they're in a bad mood it probably has nothing to do with you. Don't keep score, apologize, compliment them, listen fully. Communication is huge. It sounds cliche but it's true. If your partner can't say, "Hey, when you did this, I felt like this," without worrying about you getting super defensive or starting a fight, then you need to work on your communication skills. If you're feeling a certain way but are too scared/worried to say anything, or worse, feel like they should know, then you need to work on your communication skills. Marriage is just the buddy system. Tell your buddy what you need and listen when they tell you what they need. It's like 90% of the relationship. Be honest even if it hurts your partner. Tell each other when one of you did something wrong so that you can fix it. It doesn't have to be immediate because sometimes you need some time to yourself to cool off and get your head straight, but eventually you should tell your partner what they did wrong or what upset you. Compromise. Communication and respect for one another. Treat each other respectfully and with kindness, building trust by consistently being open and honest. /be honest. /trust that they will be honest. /attempt to work through issues, don't hold a grudge or sulk. /be prepared to compromise and make sacrifices. Having a similar work ethic is necessary for a successful relationship. Not talking about your careers or lack thereof, but in all things, chores, communication, fitness, etc. Communicating, being patient and hearing each other. Compromises. Keep dating. Been together 10 years, married for 1 and we still go on dates. Since everyone covered the relationship part already, may I add choose the right partner for you? My father once told me everyone has flaws. Find someone whose flaws aren't a deal breaker to you, and I base my whole dating life on that simple tip. To have a successful relationship, you must first of all love yourself. If you cannot see anything positive in yourself, you cannot understand the value of people who like you and you just closed doors. I believe that there are a lot of tips that someone can give, but this is what I learned from my own little experience. Edit, I said that you must love yourself, but yourself must not be the only person you love. Do kind things for your partner outside of holidays or occasions, not because you feel obligated to, but because you genuinely enjoy seeing them happy. Even if they're very little things like having their favorite meal prepped after a hard day or scratching their back as they get comfortable before they fall asleep. Just patience. Just put in the effort best you can, and if you aren't being matched by the other person, that tells you all you need to know. Celebrate each other's successes and support one another's passions and interests. Don't rush into things too fast because of the initial excitement. Communicate. Never feel afraid to tell your partner what they're doing wrong, but discuss it calmly instead of accusing. When they tell you you've upset them, apologize and try to fix the behavior. Also spend time together. Have a date night once a week, even if that date night is just cooking a nice meal together and watching a new film. So many people get wrapped up in their lives and forget to spend time with their partner. That's how you grow apart. Always be towards your partner. When you're not sure on something, ask yourself, is it towards your partner or against them? If they do the same and you have open/mature conversation, you'll do well. The day I proposed to my wife, we literally had an argument in the morning. She left for work and I knew she would come home. We would both say sorry and we would grow from it. And it would always be like that because we both wanted to be towards each other. Just chill out. The stuff that used to annoy me, I just don't let it bother me. Don't expect your other to change if you're not willing to change yourself. I'm not willing to change, so I chill out about the stuff that bothers me. He does the same with me. Married for almost 16 years. Settle arguments immediately. Emo, there is nothing worse than to stop talking to your so and let anger, resentment, sadness grow inside you. That way you will find if you are compatible even more and reach a common ground sooner. A lot of people have said some great things already, I'll repeat some of them here. 1. Communication. Be able to say if your partner is doing something you don't like and be comfortable in hearing the same. Also be comfortable telling your partner great things about them and why you appreciate them. I can tell I've made my wife really happy when I acknowledge her for carrying me through things I'm not good at. 2. Tag team clean. If she's vacuuming the floor then I'm washing dishes. We tag team clean and it goes by much faster that way. 3. Financially strategize together. Money is a huge stressor on a relationship. Once you're serious about your relationship, discuss money. Discuss financial goals. Get on the same page on what money means to you and how it will help you achieve your goals. 4. Keep your individuality. Maintain your relationships with your friends and some of your individual hobbies and encourage your partner to do the same. 3 things: trust, communication and respect. If you have all 3, the rest just falls into place. Oh, and keep the fights clean and the sex dirty. Approach problems with a team mentality rather than an adversarial one. Now, I've never been in a relationship, but I am basing this tip on many of my friends and peers around me. My big piece of advice is to not rush into a relationship. It's amazing how quickly people will get into relationships only to break up after a couple months at most. I also know people who wish to be in a relationship, and as desirable as being in one would be, never be in a relationship for the sake of being in a relationship. Assume positive intent. Remember why you're appreciative and in love with them. After years of being together, sometimes it's easy to start taking your significant other for granted. That shouldn't be the case. You should have a sense of security in the relationship, but you shouldn't ever stop showing gratitude. The little things count. To me, love only gets old if you allow for it to. Don't lie. Don't cheat. Be humble. Show love. Do things together. These are my well-tested tips to keep things working. And probably the most important. If, or rather when, you encounter trouble, no matter what, speak to each other calmly about how you two as a whole are going to deal with it. Respect. Respect each other in practice, not just in name. It's all well and good having top-notch communication skills, but if you and your partner don't act on what you've communicated about, there's no point in talking at all. You don't need to agree with each other all the time, but just making an effort to meet in the middle is key to a working partnership. When you're in a relationship, you're part of a team, and sometimes that means doing things which you wouldn't choose to do, but are willing to do for the sake of your relationship. For example, my partner has really cut back on a friendship with a girl who flirts a lot with him because it makes me really uncomfortable, and she treats me like shit. He would never have chosen to cut down on the friendship as he has no interest in her and is blind to the flirting, but he has done for my sake. Don't fuck my best friend Lamau. And #X200B. You'd think this would be obvious, but apparently not. Trust and mutual understanding are key. Be calm and don't drown yourself in your emotions, but at the same time show each other that you value your relationship. Peace and unity. P.S. Of course it is important to make sure you have common interests and you generally have a lot of things to talk about together or do together. But I guess that it goes without saying. Figure who you are and what you want before getting into a relationship. Makes finding a partner much easier.